Hello, hi. Welcome to the second episode of Learn With Me. I'm Roman. And last week I was trying to figure out how to set up a camera shake inside of Houdini. It's something pretty straightforward if you come from Blender or Cinema 4D. It's pretty straightforward in those situations. But in Houdini, it's a bit more complicated, with everything in Houdini. So the way you let me show you what I'm trying to, kind of teach you in this video. So here we have a simple camera that's, going around a cube. It's also looking at a cube, and also there's a layer of noise that's being added on top. So we're going to be trying and replicating this inside of Houdini specifically for Solaris workflow. There were a lot of videos on how to set up camera shake, look at constraints and follow path constraints. But primarily they're not, all three together. And sometimes they were also done in the object context level. Today specifically, we are doing everything inside of flops. So this is using Solaris workflow. So if you intend to render this out on Karma, or if you use Redshift, for example, you can kind of follow this along. Um, so yeah, without further ado, I'll just jump into a new scene that I've set up over here. I'm not going to be explaining much about what slop or what Solaris is. There are tons of videos out there. Today's video is purely on how to set up three things. One is how to set up a camera look at, how to set up a camera follow along a path, and how to set up a camera shrink. So we are doing that there. And we have a simple scene here where I have a cube, I have a grid, and I'm just merging them to kind of, show it as one. And I have a camera. Cool. Um, First things first, I will make sure that I have a path that I can constrain the camera to. So for that, I will use a SOP create, and this will enable me to go into the SOP level. And here I can add in a curve, let's say curve. Okay, should be good. And I will just spacebar B, go to the top view, and I'll just draw something out. So maybe uh, oh, I will do a next curve. I'll just draw something out like this. Should be fine. Okay. Come spacebar B, go back into the perspective. We can do a couple of things here, like resample this, maybe give it more smoothing using the smooth node. But for now, I'm just going to keep it as is and just go back. So first things first, we'll have to add a path constraint. So you can just search for path. You'll have a follow path constraint. It requires two inputs. One is the camera. The other one is the curve that we wanted to constrain to. You see that it spits out an error. First things first is we have to specify the target. So the target here for the path is this node. The easiest way you can do that is first click on second input and copy this, paste it, and change this object index to 1. So that's going to be telling Houdini, hey, read it from the second input. Cool. Now that we have that, we can, change the position, and you can see the camera follows along the path. What I'll do for now is I just put $F into 0.1 here so that I don't have to come back to this node and manually do this every time. So if I just hit spacebar, it's going to be automatically playing. It's a bit too quick, so I'm just going to be slowing it down even further. That should be good. Cool. So that's set up. Next, let's do a look at constraint, and the order of this is kind of important. So you have to do first constraint to path and then look at, else it's going to be not right. So we have to specify the camera input, so that is going into the first input. In the second input, we need to specify a target. So in my case, I'm going to be choosing the cube. I'll just do that. And again, it still throws an error. So first we have to copy the same thing from our source into the look at, and we specify, hey, look at the object from the second input, and also target source, change it to second input. It's a bit kind of unintuitive to kind of specify, hey, look at the second object here, and also, hey, look at the second object here. I don't know why, but it is what it is. But that's what you have to do, and now you can see something's happening. if I just remove this, add that in, we will see that it's looking at the box and also it's moving on the path. You might recognize the angle is weird. So depending on your scene, you might have to kind of experiment with the look at axis. For me, minus Z works fine. So now I am aiming at the cube. One other thing you might notice is you can split the view into two first of all. So I'll do that, and I'll just pin this view so that I can always see through my camera. So you can see right now you can't see anything because it's too close to the cube, and um it's partially beneath the plane, I think, too. So what you can do is you can kind of add in a transform node after the curve, and you can press enter, and you can kind of move this back, and maybe E for scale. I'll just scale it as well, and I'll move the curve up a bit. I think that should be good. I'll just change this to black wire shaded. Okay, I think that should be good. So that's working. Good. Now the final stage of this fiasco is um adding the noise, right? So initially what I did wrong is I added the noise directly into the camera. So when I add that, it kind of gets overridden by the two later nodes that come into the picture. One is the follow path and the look at. So hence that usually never worked for me. So what I kind of figured is I'll just show you. If I add a noise here, don't mind what I'm doing right now, I'll explain it in a bit. We can see, although I have a noise in this channel, I still don't have anything, no camera shake, no nothing. So let me undo what I did. What we need to do instead is add a transform. And over here is where you kind of add all your, camera shake, camera shake using the transform and the rotation. So over here, the way you add a noise into a channel is through motion operators, and you can basically right click on any channel. For example, in this case, I want to affect the rotation, and I can right click, choose noise under the motion effects group. So if I do that, a couple of things happen. Firstly, it brings me into this motion effects chop network. Yeah, it's a channel operator network, and the second thing that it does is also adds in this channel network, right? So there is nothing on this interface as said. You have to dive in to see what's going on over here. And also we have this handy little box which shows the noise visualize, which helps us visualize the noise pattern. So over here we have two things happening. One is the channel that it's affecting. So in our case it's transform 1R. That is basically um, referencing transform 1 node and the rotation channel. So if I hover over a channel, you can see the parameter. It's called Rx, Ry, Rz. So it's basically referencing that over here. And we have a noise over here, and you can change the amplitude and whatnot. You have to highlight it in order to see the changes that you make in the motion effects graph. So I can change the amplitude. I can maybe change the roughness. Um, do all that fancy stuff. I'll just leave it as is for now. Nothing much I need to do here apart from just play now. Let's see. I have to. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Do we have a noise? Do we have some camera shake? I'm not sure. Let me go back into the operator. Let me see. Amplitude, roughness. Yeah, I think we have some. Yeah, okay. So, it's might be a bit weird, looking, especially the camera shake on the rotation. The reason why that is happening and is to make it even more apparent. If I try moving the cube, let me just pause this for now. Let me try moving the cube, out of center. So maybe let's see if I have it on the edge over here. It's a bit weird, uh, just personally, because right now the transformation is being kind of this is being treated as the origin of our camera, and any rotation transformations being applied is happening on this axis. We don't want that. We want the rotation to happen on the origin of the camera. So to fix that, we just have to uncheck apply transformation in workspace on the transformation node, and that automatically makes the origin be the same as our camera. So now if we kind of rotate, you can see it's doing it correctly. So if I go back a bit better, let me bring this back. I'll just reduce the amplitude. I'll see. I think that should be okay for now for this tutorial. You can also add in noise on the transformation. So let's go right click on the translate, go to motion effects and choose noise. So that adds a second parameter group here specifically for transformation. And you have your own a separate noise channel to kind of tweak things around. And let me go into okay, I think there's too much noise, that's why we don't see anything here. So if I just reduce the amplitude, if I reduce the roughness, if I press play, so you can see I have noise on the translate as well as a noise on the rotation channel. So that's a pretty basic setup of how you can add noise on top of a follow path as well as a look at constraint. There are more things that you can go into detail with this. You can combine noises and all that, but I'm not explaining all those for now. There are other videos that kind of do the same, but that's been it. That's it for this video, and glad you were able to learn something new. Thank you.